Hey, I'm your host, Jen Wheeler, and this is the Healthy Her podcast. I'm a teacher, author, and foodie who went from being addicted to sugar, skipping meals, and struggling to get in control of my eating to someone who is 10 kilos down, eats all the yummy foods without restriction, and is finally in control of my hunger. I'm obsessed with helping other health-conscious women ditch the confusion and overwhelm so they can cultivate healthy eating habits and truly thrive. The Healthy Her podcast was created to give you real talk about healthy eating, as well as easy, actionable tips that fit seamlessly into your busy lifestyle. I'm not just your host. Think of me as your healthy eating hype gal, your personal cheerleader as we chat all things healthy eating, weight loss, and mindset mastery so you can become the healthiest, happiest version of you. So if you're ready to ditch the guilt, reclaim your confidence, and unlock the very best version of you, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Her podcast. I cannot believe that we are nearly at the end of the year. Like, this year has just gone so fast, has had so many moments, and I really just want this podcast episode today to be about one that can really help you end the year in the right mindset when it comes to healthy eating and weight loss. So, in today's episode, we're going to be busting all of the weight loss myths. We're going to debunk them because that is one of the biggest problems that we actually come across as women. So, on my own healthy eating and weight loss journey, I realized that it actually wasn't me. I didn't have bad intentions for myself. I wasn't not trying hard enough. It wasn't that I didn't have enough discipline. It wasn't that I wasn't motivated enough. It's just the methods that I was using to try and get there. And unfortunately, on a daily basis, we as women are bombarded with information about what to eat, what not to eat, the best workout to do, the best diet to eat, the worst diet to eat. And we are just constantly bombarded with all of these things every single day. And unfortunately, what that means is that over time, we have built up this knowledge base around food and exercise and water and sleep and all of those topics that come under that health and wellness umbrella. And we've built up these beliefs and these understandings about these things. And the truth is, probably 80 or 90% of what you think about healthy eating and weight loss isn't actually true. It is something that you've picked up from social media. It is something that you've picked up from a colleague at work. It's something that you've picked up from a family member. It's something that you've read in a magazine. It's something that you picked up on a podcast, like something or someone has said something to you. And that little thing about healthy eating and weight loss has stuck with you. And the unfortunate thing is that it's these myths that we hang on to for long periods of time that keep us stuck. And that's why I'm so passionate about having these conversations with you because, look, to be honest, you can be given the perfect meal plan, the perfect workouts, the perfect way of eating. But if you do not deal with these myths and your food beliefs and debunking the rubbish that is going on in your head about weight loss that just isn't true, it will forever hold you back. It will forever keep you stuck because what happens is that you start to get on the right pathway. So the right pathway is, okay, like I'm going to eat this for today and I know what I'm eating. I'm going to eat enough protein and I'm going to do this. And then you make yourself some eggs on toast, right? And you're like, okay, I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm making my eggs on toast. And then that myth comes in. That myth pops into your head and it's like, oh, but I'm going to have some eggs on toast and this is in my plan. But oh, hang on a minute. Like, isn't like eggs fat? Like, and eggs has got fat and fat will make me fat. Should I be eating those eggs? And hang on, I thought like bread wasn't really good and I shouldn't eat it certain times of the day. Or if I'm going to eat bread, I should only have wholemeal bread or I should only have one piece of bread. Can you see how these things pop up over and over again? And they are just myths. They're not true. But like I said, as we've gone through our life, even from being little girls into teenagers, into women, that we've collected these little myths along the way and these food feelings and these food thoughts, and we collect them and we keep them and we store them in a part of our brain. And that part of our brain pops up to question us. It pops up to second guess you. And that's where you get stuck in this cycle, in this loop of forever yo-yo dieting, because every time you feel like you're on the right path, that stuff will pop up. Okay. So that is why I really want to share some of the top ones with you in today's episode so that at least, you can end the year feeling a little bit more confident and that you can finally be able to let go of some of these myths that you've been hanging on to for a very long time. And that's the thing with women, a lot of these things for us, it's years we're talking, like years and years and years we're talking of hanging on to these food myths, these things that just simply aren't true and that they constantly cause us problems. Like I said, because it's in those moments they pop up again and again and again to question you. They make you doubt yourself when you could genuinely be on the right track and doing the right thing. These things pop up to block us and to stop us. Okay. So I just want to debunk some of these myths and so that you can actually put your focus towards what actually works. So to save you time, to save you money, and to just make this whole process easier. Because, remember, I've been exactly where you are, confused, overwhelmed, lost, not knowing how to eat, trying multiple diets to lose weight, and like just nothing was working. And like I said, there was so many moments where I was like, why is no one sitting down with women and having these conversations with them? Like if someone had sat down and told me this stuff, I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it now. That makes sense to me. I understand. But women are not being taught about this stuff in a way that makes sense to them. And that's why we struggle. Okay. We are just taught all of this stuff, or we're taught in a way that just doesn't make sense. And that's why we're so confused. And that's why we are overwhelmed. So if you are feeling that way, please always know that you are not alone. Like I said, I've been there and so many women have been there, and there is another way, and there is another way to do things. But like I said, it's all about working on all of this stuff so that you can be free for life and that you can finally quit that yo-yo dieting cycle. Okay, let's jump into our myths that we are going to debunk in today's podcast episode. Okay, this one comes up a lot. Okay, it comes up a lot in my membership. If you're new here, that is my signature program, the Healthy Eating Hype Gal membership. So I will teach you how to lose weight sustainably, how to keep it off. You get access to my 7-day diet audit where I will literally show you exactly where you've been going wrong and what you need to do moving forward. And then you have all of the yummy food, support, meal plans, everything you need so that you don't quit on yourself and so that you can finally get your results. And this is one of those things that just comes up a lot. It comes up also in my DMs. It comes up when I post a question box on Instagram. So number one of the myths that we're going to debunk today is that exercise will burn off the extra calories that I eat. Wrong. It is a myth that we believe as women that exercise has this like counteract effect of what we eat. And it actually doesn't. You actually do not burn massive amounts of calories in a workout. You just don't. Okay. It's just not the way that our bodies work. Yes, you do burn some calories during a workout, but it's not the massive amounts of calories that you think. And eating more cannot be counteracted by exercise. That will not equal weight loss. So if you're going, okay, well, oh my gosh, Jen, it's the time of the month. I sat on the couch last night and I just binged on Tim Tams. I think I had 4 or 5 Tim Tams. And in your mind, you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to go and do 2 workouts at the gym tomorrow. Those 2 gym workouts will not burn off the calories that you ate from those Tim Tams. It's a lot. You have to, exercise does not burn off the calories that we eat as much as we think it does. Okay. So, and that's why whenever you're looking at any calculations or you're working at your deficit or anything like that, we don't take exercise into that because even as well too, if you're on the treadmill at the gym and you get off and it says, oh, you've burnt 365 calories. That information is inaccurate, okay? Because it doesn't take in so many factors. It doesn't take in your age, your height, your weight, all of these other things. And even a watch, again, none of them are perfectly accurate. So you cannot say, well, I can eat all those Tim Tams because I burnt this many calories. It does not work that way. So it's a really good myth to debunk, to get that out of your head that you can't, like I said, they don't. It's not well, if I eat this much, I'll burn off this much. It doesn't work that way. It'd be great if it did, but it doesn't. So literally you're eating all that food and then killing yourself with exercise. It's probably not going to do very much at all. So try and start to get out of that habit of, oh, well, I've had a blowout with food or I've eaten too much. Oh, I'll just go and exercise or I'll do 20,000 steps. Or it's a really common thing that I hear women all the time that will talk to me and they will say, Jen, but I can't lose weight. I'm doing like 25,000 steps every day. Like, what's happening? It all comes down to your food. Okay. Food and weight loss is a numbers game. I can't stress that enough. Okay. It's not the skipping meals, it's not the extra steps that you need to do. If you're not looking at your food and working out what you eat, you're forever going to find it difficult. Okay. Like I said, you can do all the exercise, you can do all the things, but you could still be consuming massive amounts of calories because you're not eating properly, you're not eating enough protein, you're not eating right. And these 20 to 25,000 steps that you're doing every single day, like, and that's a lot. Like, I'm an active person and that is a lot of movement every single day. Like, you must just be exhausted and your feet must hurt a lot from all of those steps every single day. And I don't know about you, but if I'm going to be doing that much walking and movement and every single day, then I would want the payoff of it. I want to have a banging body and feel amazing and have lots of energy and be able to wear what I want. If I'm going to be doing that many amount of steps every day, for me, like I said, I'm a fairly active person and I would get maybe between 10,000 steps on a day, like on a daily basis. So that is a lot of steps. And like I said, it's that mindset, it's that myth that we have that, well, if I do all these steps, that's going to counteract all the food I eat. It's not. Okay. And that's why I will always stress to you that you have to get your food sorted first. That's why I put the membership together, because it's all about getting your food sorted, your deficit sorted, your food issues sorted. These myths, we're debunking all these myths. We do that like every single week and every month in our masterclasses and coaching calls and things, because it is holding you back. And like I said, you're probably just exhausting yourself with exercise in an attempt to burn more calories when you don't need to. Okay. And that's why you'll often hear people that are like, oh, I wasn't really doing a lot of exercise and I've lost weight. It's because they have focused on their food. It's because they've sorted their food part out. Okay. I kind of see, like, obviously, exercise is a part of a healthy lifestyle and we should all be moving every day. But I see exercise, it's kind of like the icing on the cake. So you've got your cake. Your cake is your food. If you do not look at the food that you are eating, like the icing on the cake, it's just there to look good and to make the cake look nice. Like the exercise is like the icing on the cake. It's like an extra thing that can help you with your results and like help you to feel better and to look better. But if you don't, that cake part, if you don't deal with your food first, like the exercise isn't going to really help. Food first always. So like I said, debunk that myth of number one, that exercise is going to burn off the calories of all the food that you ate, because it just doesn't work that way. Okay, myth number two. Now, putting my hand up here, I'm very guilty of this one too. Eating fat will make you fat. Wrong. Consuming too many calories over a period of time is what will make you gain weight. That's it. Eating fat will not make you fat. Now, I did this and I went down that, well, if I eat fat, that's going to make me fat. Okay. So we're talking things like avocado, butter, oil, peanut butter, eggs, nuts, anything like that, I would avoid eating because I believed that fat will make me fat. And it is not the case at all. Like I said, it comes down to the overall amount of food that you consume every single day. Okay. That's what leads to weight gain over a period of time. It's just that you're consuming too many calories every single day for a long period of time. And that is what has led to weight gain. Eating fats will not make you fat. It's just not, it doesn't happen that way. Like I said, all comes down to those calories that you're eating over a long period of time. So, eating fat is actually a very important part of a healthy diet. So, it's not something that you should miss out on, that you shouldn't include, because they are so important for so many functions in our body. So, please stop being afraid of eating fats because you have that belief fat will make you fat, because like I said, it just doesn't work that way. Okay, this one is super popular, comes up a lot, hear it all the time. Eating carbs after 7 p.m. will increase your fat storage. Wrong. Like, again, it just does not work that way. I used to be scared of carbohydrates and I'd always like I still ate them, but I'd always try and eat less. So I'd try and have just the one piece of bread or just a really small bowl of pasta or like only just a couple of chips or whatever it was. And I eat carbs. I eat carbs now all the time, every day. I have pasta, lasagna, fish and chips, whatever it is, all the carbs after 7 p.m. and nothing has happened to my fat storage in my body. Okay. Our bodies need carbohydrates. Again, it's getting out of this mindset of it's this one thing that's causing all your problems. It's not. Okay. These are all just myths that we carry around in our brains. And like I said, they just pop up over and over and over again to derail us and to stop us from actually getting to our goal. Okay. So you need to eat carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are part of a healthy diet. Okay. They do not change the way that you store fat late at night. Okay. It's what is going to make that difference is what you are eating across that whole day. Okay. If you are consuming too many calories over a day, another day, over a week, over a month, over another month, that is what will change your body weight. Okay. It's not the carbs after 7 p.m. Okay. And I don't know about you, but there is no better feeling than putting on like a nice warm pair of pajamas and having a big bowl of like spaghetti bolognese or creamy chicken carbonara and sitting on the couch and watching your favorite show on Netflix. So please eat your carbs and your pasta after 7 p.m. because I promise you nothing bad is going to happen to you. Okay. Nothing at all.
The Hype Girl membership is absolutely amazing. I've lost 11.2 kilos while still eating chocolate most days and all the yummy foods. You don't have to give up what you love to be healthy and happy. I absolutely love the Hype Girl community. It's a group of like-minded women who are wanting to be the best versions of themselves, healthy and happy. I feel safe sharing in the space and it helps with accountability. All of the women in there are just beautiful and I highly recommend joining. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself. I've been doing a lot of personal development for the last few years, but it wasn't until I joined the Hype Girl membership that I truly realised that I had been binge eating because I was restricting foods that I love, like chocolate, and making myself feel ashamed because I'm overweight. I can't eat that. People will think I'm disgusting. Whereas now I have chocolate in the house almost all the time. My daughter loves it too. And I eat it whenever I want to, but I don't feel like it all that often because I'm so satisfied with the meals that I'm eating from the Hype Girl membership. It's really, food freedom is the best feeling in the world.
Okay, next one. Myth number 4. And again, so many of these I'm guilty of. Like, I'm just guilty of them. Like, I'm being honest. I'm completely guilty of all these things. There is sort of this myth that sort of floats around in the healthy eating and weight loss space. And it's this one, that you have to cook everything from scratch in order to be healthy. Okay, that is wrong. And it comes from, like, I'll be reading, say, a Facebook post or an Instagram post, and some woman shared some recipe that she's making. And there's like multiple women on there going, you need to make this from scratch. You should have cooked that yourself. Like, why are you eating that? And it's like I said, it's just, I feel like it's probably not one of the bigger ones compared to some of the other ones we've talked about already today, but you don't have to cook everything from scratch in order to be healthy. Okay. You can take as many hacks, shortcuts, and quick fixes that you need in order to eat healthy, in order to feed your family a healthy meal, in order to take care of yourself and to feed your body and to nourish your body properly. You are totally okay to take hacks and shortcuts. And when I'm talking about hacks and shortcuts, I mean buying a salad bag from the supermarket because you don't have time to put together a salad from scratch. So you just buy a salad mix from the supermarket. That is okay. One of my favorite ones that always pops up for me on my social media is whenever I make any kind of a recipe and I share a recipe that has like a tomato-based pasta sauce. Oh my goodness, the comments that come out about that, how bad it is that I bought a jar of pasta sauce and that I should be making everything from scratch. And, like you don't, I'm a healthy person. I don't make everything from scratch. Okay. I buy the salad mix. I will buy the chopped up pumpkin or the chopped up potatoes in the supermarket because I keep them in the fridge because there are days I just don't have time to do that stuff. I do not have the time. I'm a busy working woman and mum. I don't have time. So I will take use and make the most of all of those little hacks and shortcuts that are available to me. But again, it's a mindset shift that I've had to make. Okay. The old version of me would be like, oh, and I did. I went down that rabbit hole of like, right, okay, so if I want to be healthy, like inverted commas, if I want to be healthy, everything has to be made from scratch. Okay. And I'm not going to lie, I tried it for a while and I nearly burnt out because I was trying to make like sauces and pasta sauces and all the dinners and marinades and every single thing from scratch. And it nearly killed me because I was just exhausted from cooking all the time. So I just want to remind you, those things that are available to you in the supermarket are there to help you. They are there to make your life easier. Okay. And again, obviously, it's picking and choosing. So we're not talking about using hacks and shortcuts and going and buying like the frozen chips every night and the frozen nuggets. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about using those healthy hacks that are available to you. Another one, like pre-marinated chicken that you can buy in the fridge section. Great, because that's a couple of steps: the cutting up of the chicken, the making the marinade, the marinating the chicken. That's done for me. I can buy that and I can add some like air fried potatoes and a fresh salad, and I've got a quick dinner made in minutes. Okay. But I did not have to make every single thing from scratch. So please don't feel guilty ever, ever, ever for taking those kind of hacks and shortcuts, because that is what they are there for. And that is what a smart woman does. She does things because she knows she's busy and she knows that doing those things is going to be the difference between her ordering a pizza, picking up McDonald's on the way home, and having a healthy meal for herself and also for her family. So use the hacks and shortcuts, take them, use them, and like just use them as often as you need to. Number 5. Oh, I was on Threads the other day. If you don't know what Threads is, because I know some people are still new to it, it's like Instagram's Twitter. So it's on Instagram. So it's on social media and it's like Instagram's Twitter. So it's conversations and things, not a lot of video. I find it's like a sharing platform, what people talk a lot about. It's a lot more personal and little bit more raw, and people share their thoughts and feelings and things like that. And I was on there the other day and just obviously because there's a thread, like a topic thread called weight loss threads and healthy eating threads and all those kind of things. And you see all of the comments from women and it's like, I'm so sick of eating boring chicken and rice. Like weight loss sucks. Like I've quit sugar for 2 days and I'm dying. Like, how am I going to keep going? How am I going to have the motivation to do this? Oh, I really want to eat a burger, but I'm on this shred and I'm like fasting and I'm so hungry. Like, I just need to try a bit harder. Like, please help me. Like, this is comment after comment after comment. And this is where this links into this next myth that we are going to debunk, that you can't eat your favorite foods and lose weight or be healthy. Wrong. Yes, you can. Okay. I eat dessert every day. I'll have a little bit of chocolate most days. Like, I'll have a burger. There is literally nothing that I don't eat. If I feel like something, I will have that thing. But again, it fits into part of my overall healthy, balanced diet. And it comes to that 80-20 rule. Okay. You don't have to eat perfectly all the time. If you eat perfectly most of the time, and then add in those extra things that you enjoy, and everyone's thing is different. For some women, it's like, you guys know me and I'm a sweet tooth girly through and through. So for me, it's dessert every night. Like it's not negotiable. Like, I am having dessert every single night. So I will find ways to make better swaps, or like I'll make my own desserts. Like, there's always ways around that you can eat your favorite foods and lose weight and be healthy. And the reason that this is a myth is because something happens when we restrict ourselves and we stop ourselves from eating the things that we want. You think about it. When you say to yourself, okay, Sunday night, Monday tomorrow, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm not having sugar. Like, sugar's bad for me. I'm not going to eat anything with sugar, nothing at all. And then day 1 goes past, you're just dying to have something sweet. Day 2 goes past, you're feeling really tired. Day 3. And then eventually, after a couple of days, you end up caving and just having a full binge on everything sweet because you just said to yourself that you weren't going to eat sugar. When you decide to restrict a certain food, it could be alcohol, it could be chips, it could be lollies, cake, whatever it is, when you make the decision to restrict that food and you genuinely love that thing and you really enjoy eating that thing, it becomes a problem for you because it's all you can think about. Okay. It just does. Like, the second that you go, I'm not going to eat chocolate, not having any chocolate this week. what is the thing that controls your mind for the next 7 days? Is the chocolate that you really want to eat. Okay. By restricting that food, you're just giving away your power to that food and just saying, hey, just control my life for the next 7 days or 2 weeks or however long that you can stick to this thing for. It is really important that you learn to allow and find ways to incorporate the foods you love into your healthy habits and into your healthy daily diet. Why? Because no one eats perfectly all the time. People are humans and we are supposed to enjoy our life and we're supposed to have a glass of wine or some chocolate or a chocky biscuit on the couch or a big bowl of our favorite creamy pasta. Whatever your thing is, you need to find and you need to learn ways to incorporate it into your daily lifestyle because that will make your healthy habits and your new healthy lifestyle easier to stick to. Because, like I said, the second that you say, I'm not going to eat that thing, you're pretty much setting yourself up for failure. You're like saying, I'm just going to fail and quit at this anyway. Because I am yet to meet a woman that said, hey, Jen, I decided to not eat this thing for the next 7 days and I stuck with it. I'm yet to meet a woman that has said that yet. So please debunk and get rid of that myth that you can't eat your favorite foods and lose weight and eat healthy. Our Hype Gal members are eating burgers, fish and chips, nachos, desserts, like amazing pancakes for breakfast and overnight Biscoff Wheat Bix. And when you understand food and nutrition, you can enjoy the foods that you love. You just have to learn how, and that's all it comes down to. So get rid of that one, cross it off, get it out of your brain, throw it out because you can eat the food that you love and still lose weight at the same time. Okay, number 6. This will be a little bit controversial because I know that this one kind of comes and goes in waves. I found it sort of like it gets talked about for a while and it sort of drops off the radar. And then someone else will bring out a new book about it. And then it becomes like another sort of diet resurgence. And it's that fasting is the only way our bodies burn fat. There's a big push, and like I said, it comes and goes in waves. I found in my experience is that fasting has like sometimes it's like, yep, you got to fast, you got to do the fasting diet, and that like you need to intermittent fast and all those kind of things. And that's the only way that your bodies are going to burn fat. And that's the only way that it's going to do it in a fast way in order to be able to access your fat stores. That's not true. Okay. I tried intermittent fasting. And look, to be honest, if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, if you've never tried it, basically what it is you get eating windows. Okay. So you can sort of decide how long you fast for. So you get eating windows. So it might be, okay, I'm going to eat between 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. And then after that, I won't eat anything until the next morning. And that's my fasting period. Okay. So most people choose to have their last or their big fasting period overnight because obviously when you're sleeping, that's a lot of hours that you're actually not eating. And I tried it. I was like, right, this is the new thing. It's going to help me lose weight. It's going to work for me. It's going to, yep, I'm going to do this intermittent fasting thing. I think I lasted 3 days. And the reason that I only lasted 3 days, because what was happening was I was trying to eat my food, my daily like allowance of food that I was trying to eat in a small period of time because, at 3 o'clock, I wasn't allowed to eat. And then I was finding myself absolutely starving when I actually wanted to eat. And I was just sitting back one day and I remember saying to myself, I'm thinking, this isn't right. Like I thought, this is not right. This is totally turning off my natural instincts of hunger, like of when I feel like eating and when I don't feel like eating, and I'm forcing myself to eat when I wasn't hungry. And for me, I just found intermittent fasting really switched off, like I said, that natural like relationship that I had with food about when I should eat, when I should stop eating, when I like, and I was like, this is not right. I don't think that this is a healthy way for me to eat for the long term. Now, I know some women have experienced some success with intermittent fasting and with fasting periods and things like that, but you do not have to do it. Okay. It is not the only method. And it doesn't mean that just because you fast, that all of a sudden, because you're fasting and not eating, that all of a sudden that your body's going to go into hyper fat burning mode and it's going to suddenly burn all this fat because you're fasting and it's accessing those fat stores. It doesn't work that way. So again, as soon as you read something or see something, just start to be a little bit more discerning with the stuff that you read, the stuff that you look at, and start forming your own opinions, because that is something that really helped me too, is that I was previously, prior to this, when I first started, I was a sponge. So seriously, if you'd whack something up on Instagram and said, I did these 5 workouts and now my legs look like this, I'd be in the gym the next day doing those 5 workouts and then standing in the mirror at the end of the day wondering why my legs didn't look like hers, because I was so influenced by outside people. And the big change that I really, really made is starting to be, like I said, more discerning, making my own decisions, seeing things on social media or in the media or an ad on telly and just going, you know what, it's not for me, or I don't necessarily agree with that, or that's not the way that I want to look after my body. And over time, in doing that, I slowly started to trust myself, to trust my inner knowing, and to know that, like, I'm a smart woman and I know what works and I know what doesn't work, and that I was going to stop buying into and stop jumping in onto all these trends, whether it was keto or intermittent fasting or like apple cider vinegar diet or the celery juice cleanse or whatever the thing is. I just stopped jumping on all of those things, realized that they were just a trend, just a fad. And that, like I said, the next thing then just pops up, the next thing and the next thing, and the next thing that we need to try. And I just started really honing in on myself, what I needed, how food made me feel. And that was a massive change for me. Now, look, to be honest, that's only one, two, three. We did 6 today. There is so many. There is so many. And the truth is that there's so many more that are tucked away in the very back of your brain, hiding there somewhere, waiting to pop out and to derail your efforts and your progress. So just try and bring those thoughts from the back of your brain to the forward part of your brain, where you're a little bit more aware, where you're a little bit more conscious of the way that you are thinking and feeling about food, and try and debunk them. Like I said, you've listened to this podcast, and there's going to be times where something's going to come up and you're going to go, hang on a minute. Like, no, I remember listening to Jen's podcast and she told me that that doesn't work that way. So, okay, I'm just going to not take that information on board. I'm going to ignore what my brain is telling me and I'm going to trust my intuition. So, just really focus on you, start listening to yourself. And like I said, that was just 6 of them today. There is so, so many more that we can debunk. And knowledge is power when it comes to this stuff. The more you know, the more confident you will feel. Okay. The reason at the moment that you feel lost, overwhelmed, confused, if like your year hasn't gone to plan and you started this year and you were like, right, I'm going to lose 10 kilos, 15 kilos, 20 kilos, whatever it was, I'm going to change my lifestyle, I'm going to get healthy. And now we're sitting here in December and you're still in the same place. The only thing that is missing from you succeeding is your knowledge. That's it. You are wildly capable. You're a very smart woman and you can totally, completely, and utterly do this weight loss and healthy eating thing. You can, but it's that missing piece is that knowledge. The sooner you start becoming knowledgeable, the sooner you start learning, the sooner that you start becoming confident and in control and empowered. And honestly, it's the best feeling ever, going from feeling lost, confused, overwhelmed, like you're trying all these things and just having no success. You're like, what is wrong with me? I'm broken. I'm never going to lose weight. I can't do this. To feeling confident and empowered because you know what you're doing, you know what you're eating, you know why you're doing it, you know why it's going to work. And you start to take back your power and feel in control of what you're doing. And I just genuinely want that feeling for you too, because that's what I get to do every single day with the membership and our Hype Gal members. I get to see them make that transformation from overwhelmed, confused, lost, feeling so bad about themselves to, oh my gosh, Jen, I now know what to eat. I know how to fuel my body. I know how to maintain my weight. I know exactly what I need to do. And they feel confident and in control and empowered. And watching that transformation is simply the best thing ever. And like I said, it's not because these women aren't smart, not capable, lack motivation, don't have discipline. It's none of those things. It's just the methods that they were trying to use in order to get there. They now have the methods, they have the knowledge, and now they're succeeding for life. And that's what it's all about. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you love the potty, don't forget to hit the follow button. It would mean the world to me. And it just lets other women know that the Healthy Her is a safe space, a supportive place, and somewhere that they can come to for some conversations and some advice about healthy eating that women are not having, and that, like I said, that we haven't been taught our entire lives. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you all in our next potty episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the Healthy Her podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat and found it helpful, hitting that follow or subscribe button would be amazing because your support means the world to me. Come connect with me on Instagram @theactivebod for your daily dose of inspiration and for loads of new easy meal ideas. Take care and keep thriving. See you next week.